Hi, everybody. I'm James Cebulski for EA Sports. Rosters are ready. Everyone's set to drop the puck on this EA SHL club matchup. Yeah, you can just feel the buzz in this city all day long, and we are seconds away now for this opening faceoff. You know, talking to both teams before this one, they both wanted it. Let's see who wants it more as we are underway. And we've got an offside with a face-off looming. Lots of time left in this period. The game is still scoreless. And off the draw, they take the puck. Handles the pass at center. Trying to get the puck out of his own end. And they take care of business on the play. Polarizing, hit in the corner, and he's going to feel out the rest of the game. Nasty hit along the wall.
The cliche in hockey is you want to start the game hard and physical and really set the tone, and that's what he was doing right there.
Good stand-up hit on the play. Jesus moving the puck through his own zone. The Pizza Rolls cross the line and gain the zone. Well, you got to love the creativity, but Cheryl, I'm sure the coaching staff probably isn't going to love it, right?
Yeah, it's a real great thing when you are able to pull off that flip pass, but when it doesn't work, sometimes it's a bit of the skate of shame.
And a nice takeaway in the defensive end by Rust. Slips by the check. We got a penalty coming up here on the play. Here's a chance to take advantage with the delayed penalty. They've got the extra attacker on the ice. Sends a pass over. The Pizza Rolls have the puck in the corner. Rust got it against the boards. Quick pass to Gilmore. There's the whistle, and here's the call. Train's going off for interference.
Well, this is a good call because it is interference. You have to allow your opponent to fight for a loose puck.
Gilmore's won the face-off deep inside the offensive zone. And that pass is redirected. Big save by the goaltender. Trying to get creative behind the net. From the back of the cage with the puck. Look out! Looking to break out here on the power play. Works it across to Backus. And now he moves it quickly to Rust. What a steal in his own end. Takes the feed. Well, if they're going to do something with this man advantage, now's the time.
They don't have the luxury of time, James. They have to be urgent and get the puck up ice.
Quick feed to UP. Considered a win for the penalty killers as the power play fails to execute.
You get the nod to go out there on the power play and make a difference, and you don't. It's frustrating, and it's a real momentum killer.
Here's a short pass to Wash Correct. Offside the call. We'll get a face-off coming up.
Oh, that's an absolutely massive hit, James. These are the types of hits that can change the landscape of the game. The power of the legs right through the body. Lack of awareness there on the puck carrier.
And they win that draw at center. He got all that one. Turns it aside with the glove. Goaltender covers up. We got a stoppage in play. Past the halfway mark of this period. Still scoreless in this one. Play resumes here as he wins the draw inside the offensive zone. Picking up some steam at center ice. The Monsters gain possession in their own end. Carries it into the offensive end up the middle. Takes a shot. Oh, he makes another save. The Pizza Rolls grab possession to the puck. Oh, look at this. Here they come. They've got numbers. Snaps one here in the slot. Big time stop there.
Well, this is an incredible athletic save, but this is all instinct. There's no time. Oh, spectacular save right there. Wow. Unbelievable. I mean, it was all but in, and he steals it because of that last-ditch attempt to find the puck. Just incredible save, James.
Puts it on net, and he snags that one with the glove.
Oh, well, a save like this, it'll wake up your entire bench. I mean, this is a game changer, James. Talk about change the momentum of a game in a timely save. That's one right there.
Back underway as he wins the draw inside the offensive zone. Uses the force on that hit. Can't maintain possession after that hit. Moves it quickly over to Train. The Pizza Rolls look to start the transition game. Penalty coming up here. Watch Kurak's going to get 2 for charging.
The game of hockey is all about finishing your checks, but that was almost predatory as he came from a distance to finish that check. Way too hard, didn't glide in. It's a call all day long.
Trying to come up with a huge defensive play to get this puck out of his own end. From the neutral zone now. UP's lugging the puck. Oh, what a save!
Not much to say after that one, James. I'm actually at a loss for words. That was huge.
Well, as play continues, can you feel the left tonight? Listen to this place here, Cheryl.
I can feel it, you can feel it, and he can feel it after that last save. Because you know what fans appreciate? They appreciate effort, James, and that's how that save was made.
Moves around along the half wall. Denies that opportunity. Puck clears the zone. Watch Kurak's out of the box. He owes a lot of credit to that penalty-killing unit.
Being on power play is a privilege, James. Trust me, I know. I was never on it. When you get out there, you have to have some urgency and find a way to get it to the middle of the ice and get some opportunities on net. There was none of that.
There's the horn. Still 40 more minutes left in regulation time. We'll get to the second period right after this. first goal as we are underway in the second. Let's get the talented Cheryl Pounder back into this one. What do you make of the first 20 minutes of action?
These are the types of games where you play tentative defensively. You want to make sure that you have your flow, you're closing down the neutral zone, and you don't want to give up anything. You don't take any offensive risks or chances, and it's showing in the shot selection, James.
The Monsters take it along the wall. The Pizza Rolls have it from their own end. Exploring options here inside the defensive zone. Angles it over to Rust. Newton driving and shakes off the chip. And a strong effort on that play. Hard hit frees up the puck. Cheese has got the puck in his own zone. Rust's been tripped up, and we got a penalty coming up here. Well, look at this, Cheryl. Here we go. The parade is officially underway.
It certainly is, and everyone in the building, you can hear the crowd just jeering with their frustration, including everyone on the bench, completely deflated right now.
A non-stop procession with the penalty box for the home team. Handles the puck. Gains the zone on the left wing. Let's move to the middle. And he denies that great opportunity there. Rust's got it near the point. Centering pass in front. Great defensive heads-up play to pick it off. Quick pass over to Wachkura. To the front. And puts the body into it. A little bumper car hockey. UP stick handling in his own zone. Inside his own end moves the puck. Quick pass across to Train. Inside the defensive zone, moving the puck. And a solid effort by the penalty killers as we are back to even strength. The Pizza Rolls move the puck in the defensive zone. Clearing attempt. Passes on over to Gilmore. And the referee caught that trip on the play. We've got a delayed penalty coming up. UP's called for tripping. He's off to the box.
These are typically easy calls for officials to make as the opponent goes falling to the ice at the hands of your stick. Tough one to take.
And they win the draw in the offensive zone, and they go to work. The Monsters scoop it up along the boards. Oh, he got all of that. What a save by Lehman.
Man, he was right on that puck. He knew exactly where it was. It was tight to the crease. He got it and challenged right away to make the save.
Puck grabbed by Gilmore. And the puck clears the zone. They'll be forced to leave as well. Rust's got it in the offensive end. Lets it go. Oh, he'll feel that one. What a block.
Well, he's firing all cylinders here, getting to that shot lane.
They score! A power play goal!
Well, specialty teams are often the difference maker. It's why you spend so much time in practice working on them, James, and they took advantage of their opportunity. At times, the game can be a game of ping pong, and you got to find a way to retrieve the puck. That's exactly what he does right there, James. He's hard on it. You got to have a hard nose. You got to roll up the sleeves and get a little bit dirty. He does it. He finds himself with possession of it, and he takes it to the net.
Plenty of playing time left in this frame. We got a 1-0 game to this point. Moves it to Gilmore. Back at the point, they set it up. The Monsters will play it from the defensive zone. Quick feed to Wachkura. Into the offensive end, right up the middle. Oh, I think that goes off the mask, and it stays out, and play continues.
I'll tell you what, James, that ain't incidental contact. That was intentional. Certainly trying to really drive that body and separate the player from puck.
And they'll start with possession. Oh, and almost fooled him, but he saves it. More than half the period has expired. The Pizza Rolls lead it 1-0. Can they take advantage after winning that draw? Oh, that's a great shot block there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's grade A scoring chance, and you want to make sure that you get in front of that one, and he did. He gets all of it.
They clear the zone. Oh, what a hit against the boards.
Executed perfectly, James. I mean, he can't maneuver. He's got nowhere to go. He's lined up, and then he's taken down.
Makes his presence known on the ice. Sends it out front. Great defensive play to pick off the pass. The setters will glide into the dot. Layman's got the puck, and he's going to hang on. Puck is dropped, and he wins the draw here in the defensive zone. You've been thunderstruck.
Yeah, and you can see and feel that coming, couldn't you, James? And man, that was thunderous. That was a huge hit.
Gives him a jolt with that hit. Slides it diagonally to Backus. Stopped by the goaltender, getting a piece of that one.
Layman's been dominating the crease tonight. He's turned away a lot of high-danger shots, and he's really found a way to build some momentum for his team, giving a real opportunity to win.
Shot! Pulled aside by Wagner. The Pizza Rolls gain control of the puck against the wall. Gets it over to Cheese. The human buzzsaw is in full effect on the ice tonight. They tie it up, and we are back to even.
Well, working hard, sticking to the game plan with good habits, and they're back to evens.
The Monsters have set this up to be a dramatic one tonight.
They put themselves in a good position here at the end of the second period. Listen, it ain't easy to get goals in this game, but they got the equalizer, and it's a nice step heading into the third period.
A little rock'em sock'em on the play. Tried to make a move, and the puck hops away.
He is so dangerous when the puck is on his stick in the offensive zone, but he tries one too many moves and he loses the puck.
And he makes the save on that play.
You know the goalie's dialed in when he redirects the puck to the corner.
Levels him with the hit. Watch Kurat's got it in the defensive end. Here they come on the attack. Quick shot. Huge blocker save by Wagner. And that's a great hits-up play by Backus. And there's the horn, bringing the second period to an end. All right, they say 3 is the magic number. Period number 3 is coming up next. In the books. Big third period coming up for both teams, and we're ready to go. Here we go. We're in the final frame here in this one, and it is still up for grabs. The Monsters going to work on offense. Devastating collision against the wall. And there's a close save on the play. Tries to feed it over to Rust. Taken by Gilmore. Oh, smart hits that play to put that one away. UP's got it in the defensive zone. Slides it up front. Tap dances around the check. Breaks score! And clutch goal gives them the lead.
Well, it's very timely, isn't it, James? To give them the lead and also the confidence that they've shown these past few shifts led to that opportunity.
The Monsters have to be feeling good about themselves after taking the lead with that goal here in the third.
Yeah, and it's not much of a cushion the way this game has gone back and forth, James, but it's something. You're in the lead, so now you want to continue with that tempo. Find a way to push your opponent back. Continue to punch and press.
Oh, stops him with a goal. Great reflexes there.
Well, this save looks easier than it actually is. I mean, when you have a shooter right in the slot and you know that you've got to find a way to get your glove on it, you got to be fast, you got to be quick and show those reflexes. He does that and makes the save.
Picks up the puck in his own end. Tosses it on to Rush Kurat. Passes it in front. And it caroms off a twig in front of the net.
He's been chomping at the bit all game long. Just look at his highlight pack. Multiple scoring chances here. Finally edges it out and finds the back of the net. But you got to look at him and say, listen, he didn't get frustrated. His coaches, his teammates are certainly going to applaud him for his efforts in this one. He's had a solid game and finally gets rewarded.
Offenses zone face-off, and he wins the draw. Feeds it over to Bacchus. Feed to the middle. What a chance, but they can't connect. And the extended stick ends that one. And forces a huge turnover here with the steal. The Monsters played along the boards. Picked off by Dupuis. The Monsters ready to go on the attack. Clears the puck. There's a shot. Scores! They strike again, and that's 3 unanswered goals.
Over and over and over again, James. You can see the excitement on the bench. They know that they've deflated. They've pushed their opponent back on their heels. They need to keep plugging away here and not get complacent.
The Monsters win the draw here in the neutral zone. Trey's got it along the wing. There's a shot. Teed up and turned away on his part. Oh, he throws down an intergalactic hit. They're going to fight here. This certainly seemed inevitable.
Well, yeah, I mean, their player's injured, right? So anytime a player goes down, you don't think it's a clean hit. You're going to respond, and the response here is dropping the gloves.
Well, is this one of those analogies, you mess with the bull, you get the horns?
I guess so. I mean, it's certainly sending a message, isn't it, James? I mean, really, it's about retribution and governance and what happens within the rink and trying to make sure that this gets settled here and there, and hopefully it's done.
I think they found the tooth that was lost, and both teams now back inside the face-off circle. And they take possession here in the offensive zone, and time to go on the attack. Oh, he gets a blocker on it. What a stop by Wagner. Quick pass to UP. The cannon from the point, and stops that big bomb. Nice feed from the left side up the middle. Scoops up the puck now. And he sidesteps the check there. Oh, a clutch save!
The goaltenders are the last line of defense for a reason. This time, he bails his team out.
The Pizza Rolls have it now. Trying to clear the puck from his own end. And he gets the job done. Big thumbs up clearing that one. And offside, we'll get a reset here.
Yuppies receives a message from the coach. He gets the memo to be urgent and tenacious on the puck. And that's what you got to do in today's game. A direct line, the most direct approach to the puck carrier. And I just love this hit. I mean, they're able to gain possession of the puck. And the biggest reason why they're able to get the go-ahead goal.
Moves by the check. How did he stop that one?
Well, that shot came quick, and it was right out front. He had to be sharp. He had to be right on it and show his brilliant reflexes.
Quick feed to Rust. Robinson on the play. Takes the feed. Turns that one away. The Monsters gain possession along the wall. Here they come through center and into the offensive end. Cheese has got the puck now here inside his own defensive zone. Risky play, but pokes it away. The Pizza Rolls gain possession. Good hit to bump him off the puck. Closes that gap along the wall. Gilmore's picking up steam. Thunderous collision on the play.
Well, and you got to love the sacrifice of this play here, James. This is how you go from defense to offense. You have to set
Break out the clutch here on the steal because it's 4 unanswered.
Well, it's incredible. You can tell that they are moving and shaking. They're getting the puck going north. They're transitioning so fast. And man, do they have their opponent on their heels.
Face off here in the neutral zone, and we are back underway. Gaining speed through center, and here they come on the attack. Slants a puck. Scores! And no doubter off the one-timer.
That was a blistering shot in the gear and called for that puck up here. He wanted it. He was teed up, and he let it rip.
The Monsters are
as well as be able to make the play and finish it off with a Gordie Howe hat trick, you know you have something special. And we've seen it tonight. Just look at this highlight pack of his fight, of his assists, and his goal. And you know right away that he's had a tremendous impact on the game.
Layman's going to hang on for a whistle. Here in the late goings of the period, the Monsters are on the cusp of making this a blowout, leading by 4. And off the draw, they'll take possession. And now it's grabbed by Gilmore. And a great save!
Reaction time is everything when you're a goaltender, and that's why you see from a young age them working on all of those different drills to help them with these kinds of saves. Just flash the leather and make the save. What a glove hand.
Nice zone entry from the left. And the crowd's on their feet, saluting the team after a hard-fought effort this evening. Looks like we got a penalty coming up here. Whistle blown, stopping the play.
Well, what a tumultuous turn of events here, James. They take the first penalty. They can't settle down, and now multiple calls on the play.
And this one is all over as the final horn sounds. Well, how do you sum up that win tonight? That was impressive.
Well, it was impressive, and it really felt like they owned the puck. And you have that puck on your stick, you make good decisions with it. It winds up on net. And just look at the shot clock, and you can tell that not only did they outchance, but in terms of
Rosters are set, players are ready. Here we go, a little EASHL action, club style here on EA Sports. The time for talk, the time for heights over. It's time to drop the puck now. The Muffin Men have established possession here early in this one as they win the draw. Now a quick pass to Gilmore. Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. Steps inside. He's got a step. Bad save, and he made it look easy. Great job there. Looking to get it out. And the officials waving off icing here. The Muffin Men have gained control of the puck along the wall. Here's a short pass to Niles. Sends the pass in front. And he shuts down a great scoring chance there. The Pizza Rolls get a hold of the puck along the boards. From against the wall and set it up. Great save by the goaltender to get a power on that one. Keeping the puck out of the net. Fashion solid body check on the play. Passes it over to Gilmore. Referee signals penalty coming up here with a delayed call. There's the whistle, and here's the call. The Muffin Men have found themselves undermanned. Interference the call.
Sometimes you're just trying to buy some time for your teammate to come in and grab the puck, and when you interfere too long, you hold that space, you're going to get the call.
A chance to capitalize here on the power play.
But there's no better way to break the ice than to put it in the net on the power play in your first opportunity. Wouldn't it be nice to get the first goal of the game on the PP?
Slides it back to the blue line. Oh, how about that stepping up?
Get out the ice packs, hey, James? That's what you got to do if you want to compete for a PK spot. He does exactly that, and he takes away the shot threat.
Couldn't catch up to that pass. Receives the pass. Stopped with ease.
Sometimes you have no time to think and make these types of saves. I mean, there's no hesitation here, just simply reaction to be able to make it.
Another big face-off looming as this power play rolls on here tonight. Back underway, and they take possession here inside the offensive zone. Gets his stick on it. Big-time block on the play.
Well, he's doing what it takes.
He scores! A short-handed goal puts them in front.
Well, the role of PK is to go out there and stymie the power play. Instead, they go the other way. They recognize the opportunity, and they get a goal.
Knies gets set for the face-off here as they will continue to play short-handed. High speed at center, moves up ahead now. Knies looks around. The Pizza Rolls get a hold of the puck in their own end. Power play expires, and they got to be left shaking their heads as they fail to convert and serve up a short-handed goal.
That's a tough one for the power play team here, James, giving up a shorty on that one. What matters now is what you do next. Reset, refocus, and attempt to get back in this one.
Slides it across. Oh, he just got thunderstruck.
Well, he did. I mean, closing so quickly, no time and space there, and just crushes him.
What a hit. Through the neutral zone, moving the puck along the side. Moves behind the net. Into the corner now. Solid check to slow him down. That's some smart heads-up defensive play by Gilmore. From the point, they take control of it. Takes the feed from his netminder. Broken up in the neutral zone by Gilmore. And we're going to get a face-off after the offside.
I love that he's controlling what he can control right here, and for him, that's imposing his physical will, and he really wants to rally the troops. He knows they're trailing, but it's a spark, right? It's all about his spark and what comes next.
Puck is dropped and play resumes. Solid hit on the play. Gaining momentum in the offensive end. Moves it quickly over to Wilkie. He might have a step here. Oh! Scooped up along the wall by Backus. Gilmore's got the puck. Straight up the middle. Here they come. Oh, look! Out against the wall.
Well, and this is done perfectly, James. No stop sign here. You know, you're not doing it on the numbers. A nice, clean hit. And everyone on the bench erupts with that one, knowing that not only do they gain the puck, but
all alone! Oh, he can't pull the trigger on the play.
Well, it's because he skated himself into no man's land, ran out of real estate, and gets nothing for it.
Think he'd like that one back.
Can you get a great ice coat now, bud?
You get a sense that this was a game plan to go after him tonight here, Cheryl.
Well, he certainly has a bullseye or target on his back, James.
Here's the pass down low. Oh, what a hit check on the play. Slow against the front, safe out of hell there.
How's that for momentum? In the last seconds of the play, you
first period comes to an end. Both teams will have a chance to get a breather, and they'll be back on the ice with period number 2 in not too long. The Pizza Rolls open up the frame with a full 2-minute power play, and we'll start with possession here. Picked up along the wall by Dupuis. With the puck inside the defensive zone. And a successful clearing attempt. The Muffin Men have possession shorthanded. Moves it to Nyes. Moves it over to Barzal. Moves the puck across to Backes. Here's a chance. And he's able to handle that one. And he shuts the door again.
He's out battling his opponent right now. He is so dialed in. He's tracking the puck, making save after save. It's about time his team starts working in front of him.
Quick pass to Cheese. And that shot gets blocked by one of his own teammates. As both teams are now back at even strength, the power play goes over on the opportunity.
Power plays dictate games, and this one did not. And the coach will not be happy with the setup or the opportunity that this unit gave them.
We're still in the early stages of this period. We've got a 2-0 game here tonight. And they win the offensive zone face-off, and here we go. Here's a shot, and he stands tall and goal. Tremendous intensity here in the offensive end, and the home crowd is loving this. One-way shot, and it's taken by the defense. Gilmore's got it across the line. Oh, nice play, but an even better defensive effort there.
I think he got too tight to the defender to be able to make that play.
Blocker stopped by Wagner.
Wow, James, I mean, not everyone can elicit a thunderous hit like that. I mean, he just clobbered his opponent.
Nearing the midway mark of the period. 2-0 is the score. And they take possession here inside the offensive zone. Quick feed to Nyes. On the attack along the boards. The Pizza Rolls gain control of the puck. The Muffin Men have taken control of the puck. Quick feed down low. Oh, that's tremendous poise in the defensive end to break off the pass. Streaking through center, they go on the attack. Forces the turnover.
You gonna try ice tilt now, bud?
Hit along the wall, and this is why I'm glad I'm up here in a suit, Cheryl.
And I'm right there with you, James. I wouldn't want to be along those boards either. Almost
Scores, and that's 3 unanswered goals, and as my mom likes to say, they're cooking with gas.
They're cooking with gas, and you can expect that they have put their opponents on their heels. This is a team that knows that they have worn their opponent down. Now they got to keep the pedal to the metal.
The Muffin Men have it in their own zone. Stoppage and play offside the call. The centermen glide into position. Nyes wins it in the dots. Along the half wall with the puck. Handles it along the blue line. lead.
Nice is leading by example here, James. He's contributed on the scoreboard, but he's got great energy and good habits, even though it's a blowout.
Great reach with the poke check.
I love this poke check by the defender, and this isn't easy. You know, the pace of play and the speed coming down on you, you have to make sure that that timing is correct, because if you miss, he scores! The captain leading by example!
The Muffin Men haven't looked this sharp offensively in a while, Cheryl. This is really impressive.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure it's a lot of fun for them as well. They're showing a lot of patience with the puck, and when they're patient, their feet are continually moving. They're not static, and because of that, they're creating lots of opportunities to take it to the net.
Offside the call, we'll get a reset. Here in the back half of this period, it's 4-0. This has been a one-sided affair right from the get-go. The Pizza Rolls take control of the face-off. Feeds it over. The Pizza Rolls have it now. Backus works the puck in his own zone. He says, let's get physical on that play. Drives to the paint. And the puck skips away after that move.
Oh, I know what he was trying to do there, James. He thought he had it with that move, but he created some space for himself, but unfortunately loses the handle and it dies on his stick.
Here in the corner, he grabs the puck. And that's a smart heads-up play by Backus. There's an injection of energy with that hit. Tries to dangle and the puck skips away.
Backus has lost the puck way too much tonight. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses and keep it simple.
The Muffin Men have possession along the boards. Takes the pass. Back to the point it goes. And less than a minute to go here in the middle frame. Fires it on net. And that one's turned away.
It really is amazing to watch him maintain possession of this puck while his opponent is on him. I mean, they're pushing him, they're shoving, they're doing everything they can. But he's resilient.
Time ticking away. He comes up big. And there's the buzzer bringing the second period to an end. You don't want to go home yet, do you? Third period action still to come. Welcome back, everyone. They say 3 is the magic number. And here we are with period number 3. Third period is underway. I'd be curious if there's a response here because to this point, it's been simply too much to not enough. Here's a short pass to Marcel. Reads it perfectly in the defensive end. Shot comes up with the stop.
It's not easy to be able to manipulate space and your defender at the same time and get these high-quality shots off.
Wagner's going to hang on to the puck for a whistle.
Barzal's done a great job of staying the course in this game here, James. You know, he could let the multiple opportunities that he hasn't cashed in on really get to him, but he doesn't. He continues with his persistence and his relentlessness to the net here, and it pays off in dividends as he gets on the board.
Puck scooped up by Wilkie. And he makes the save, and that had some hot sauce on that one. The Muffin Men have it now. He's in front. Works it across the
Puck needed by ice still now, bud.
big time hit on the play.
Well, and it's another hit. I mean, how many times is that now, James? He's going to continue to switch the momentum of this game if they want to get back in it.
Gets a hold of the puck here at his own end. Passes out front, and that's intercepted. The Pizza Rolls will play it in their own end. Can't hang on after that hit. Penalty coming up. Whistle stops the play. Backus may not like it, but a pretty cut and dry call for the officials for interference.
Well, you're down a bunch of goals here, James, and really you take the penalty because you're chasing the game and you want to get back into a hit, but this one's a tough one to take. An opportunity with their first power play of the game, an offensive zone draw. You got to be on the same page, and it's huge to win. Possession is everything.
And they win the face-off and set up to go on the attack. Comes up with the stop.
Well, he's having a multiple-point game right now because of how dynamic he's been in the offensive zone. I mean, he's been all around the net. When he's got the puck on his stick, he's a shooting threat. But also, when he's off of the puck, he's getting to the right spots at the right time. And this is how you generate offense, and he's been doing it all game long.
Trying to get the puck out of his own end. Grabbed along the boards by Dupuis. And they'll battle for that loose puck along the boards. Feeds the puck to Rust. Boom! Toss up the puck after that hit. Handles the pass. Lots of time. Misses.
Coaches often measure scoring chances, and he does a real good job to get to that spot, but he will be disappointed. It's so difficult to get to. You want to convert when you get there.
Denies him! Under siege and finally grabs that one and covers up for a whistle. More than half the period left to play. This has been a lopsided affair. 4-0 is where we're sitting.
Well, with a hefty lead, the team looks comfortable, and certainly that power play did. Yes, they didn't execute. It didn't seem to have the urgency that they had earlier in the game.
Dishes it to Gilmore. Right up the gut into the offensive end. And he loses his check with a spectacular move. Puck exits the zone. Feeds it on over to Nyes. That's off a stick. The Pizza Rolls have a hold of it in the defensive zone. Oh, look at this. Takes it to the net. Decides to think about it. And he gets in front of it to block it. Angles it over to Rust. Here they are on the attack. Huge steal in his own end. And that pass is stolen. The Muffin Men have gained possession off the wall. And the officials are going to play on here.
Well, yeah, I mean, this icing is going to be waved off. Coaches that love this kind of intensity by their players. You get in the foot race, you keep your feet moving, and let the game go on.
They've got numbers here. Grabs the puck. Moves it to Barzal. Here's a pass in front. And he opts to backtrack here with the play. Oh, look at this chance. Puck picked up by Backus. And the goaltender comes up with a piece of it to keep it out of the net. With possession along the wall. Oh, tried to play it off the back of the cage, but lost possession.
I understand what he was trying to do there, but he needed a little bit more room to be able to give that back to himself.
And we'll get a breather here with offside the call.
Well, I love what he's trying to do here, James. He wants to separate the body from puck, and that's exactly what you got to do. You got to play with a competitive edge and an intensity.
Just here in the late stages of this frame, it's been a rout thus far. 4-0 is where we're sitting. And that doesn't reach the net. And he makes the save on that play. And the puck's booted away. And that one's picked off. That's a solid check on the play. Back is setting up against the wall. Tried to tiptoe around the defender using the breakaway. And he easily stops that one.
Well, that's how you get a puck, James. I mean, you recognize the timing it takes to meet your opponent right at the right time. And I mean, that's just an explosive hit. Gets the job done.
And both centers glide into the dot as a face-off set to resume. Nyes wins it in the offensive zone. And that's deflected off someone in front. Grabs the puck in the defensive zone. Great stick work with the steal. Sends it into the offensive zone. Quick pass across to Backus. And here's the pass to Gilmore. Up along the wing. Locks it into the offensive zone. On the backhand! Oh, stick save from a Butte. And he passes it up ahead to Backus. Tremendous block on the play.
Well, and the bench really erupts on that one because otherwise it would have been in the back of the net.
Oh, phenomenal move in the offensive end. And they send it down the ice. Taken along the wall by Knies. Well, listen to this place here tonight. They got their money's worth, and these fans are on their feet saluting. A job well done by the home team tonight. He's got a step. Oh, what a stomper there with time running down. And there's the final horn.
Smiles and high fives all around as their Tandy picks up the shutout, and everybody's happy tonight.
You're always happy when the light doesn't go on in your end, James. And no sunburn for him because he kept it out. I mean, he was a monster out there. He challenged at the top of his crease. You knew that he was playing confident.